Hello and welcome back to AGE number 5. Now I am on track again. So here I will be going over games 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And today is Saturday. So tomorrow I will have Saturday, or hopefully should have today's game and tomorrow's game all done, edited, and uploaded. So there's a little bit of this and that with this video because some games I did in person. No, one game I did in person that I have recorded, and another I did on PandaNet on the tablet. So different locations of getting games done. But what I also want to try doing with this video and possibly later ones is I want to condense the videos to the biggest part of the game, the biggest few moves of the game that caused either the win or the loss or everything to go as it did. So in this game, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the moves and maybe comment on on some of the moves, and then I will talk about the big thing of the board and then show the rest of the board fairly quickly. So if you want to pause it and think about the moves, feel free to do so. I can't stop you or anything. And yeah, I'll do that with all of the games. So this was Monday's game, and I played as black. I always do a 4-4 and a 3-4, especially when I'm black. I, of course, go for the approach. 2 spaces approach is okay when they're facing you. So by playing this, I'm extremely happy because white played this instead of extending out. So I got the opportunity to go for the influence. This is where the influence began. And then white worried about the 1 stone, but I did respond because I wanted to have some thickness for the left side, which is a mistake. I should be going and continuing with the influence, but it kind of is a bit solid. This actually would be more solid and better shape, but anyway. So the low stone, very nice for me. This, okay. Here I make sure to play that. Then white plays far, and I probably shouldn't have done what I did, but I pulled out that open space that white gave the opportunity to do. So now I start attacking. Again, like I mentioned for the last video earlier today, attacking early is pretty bad. But where's white's eyes? Where's white's shape? White has some space to run to, but it's all black all around. But I knew that I wouldn't be able to kill it, so I decided, hey, I'll try building up some more influence and while attacking. And it's going to take a lot to kill the 2 stones off. But white, very passive, but it allows me to attack. So definitely connecting, but white should definitely be doing something else. In my opinion. This is all my opinion. I could be wrong about something. So I was happy to give up the corner to get all this influence. This is all really nice thickness for me. And again, I'm being way too aggressive in the opening. I should not be playing like this. Well, I am playing like this. I need to not play like this so I can get back to my strength. Mindset of where I am in strength. Um, so white kind of gives me a lot of opportunities for the influence, although here I kind of go for the territorial idea. So if anything, this was probably the riskiest part of the game for me. But at the same time, this gote stuff for white and this for me is what won me the game. And I will show so. White has no eyes, worried about every single stone. If anything, instead of responding to this, just play elsewhere. It's just 4 stones that don't get white anywhere. No eyes, doesn't cut anything, so there's no point in saving them for now. And then I go ahead and continue to poke at white's potential shape. White does kind of the same thing, but the jump allows me to poke around at white some more. And now black is all connected, so I'm okay there. The only thing I have to worry about at this point is this group and this cutting point. But white doesn't do it. Well, I wouldn't be able to Atari. The best I could do is this. But with this, I'm kind of in trouble in multiple ways. But anyway, back to this game. So I got a free connection. And again, this was a very crucial move as well, poking out the opportunity to get the eyes, poking at the potential eye shape that white is trying to make, and continuing. You have to make sure to poke at the eyes every time. Poke or wedge through. Making sure to be alive. Good, keeping good shape. And white playing there won't make an eye, so that's okay with me. Threatening again, staying connected, being threatened, but I get the threatened back. Just threatening. I did need to respond to this. And here we see the cut, but at this point, because of the extra moves that I got, it no longer works. So I ended up okay. So the only thing I would have to worry about is keeping white lacking in eyes. And here I believe there was a possibility for that, but white makes a mistake. And that is not having played this. This is all... No, this isn't all white needed to do, because white still needs to play that, but I still have that on the side. So never mind. White is officially dead once I play this table shape and make sure I'm all connected. Because white makes the mistake of playing here and I get the 3 stones. And that's not Sente, so I poke out its potential. And I play that so I can possibly play that later. It's a miai for me to either play C12 or M12. And it won't matter. White is just dead. I could have either disconnected or prevent the eye, which I do. And then white this was very, very risky, and I actually probably could have lost this. If white did this, it would be very risky. Or not. Or yes, it would be co. Well, that's that way. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta do that. Oh, that's what I did. I don't have to do that at all. Just play that. And then I'm fine. So never mind, I guess there was no way of dying in that way, if reading it right. So, yeah, and then we just go through this. Let me go ahead and bring it back to where it was, though. Come on. Okay, so, yeah, white just stands up. I do a bamboo. I connect. But what I could have done is just play here, but I wanted to make sure that these stones were out of commission so I can live on both sides. And that doesn't work. I'm still alive. And here, end game stuff, but I could have played this instead. No, not that much. Not that much. If anything, I would just have to do this then. But anyway, that is actually basically, well, yeah, there's nothing white can do. I'm just alive. White continues to attempt to do things, but I managed to get 2 eyes and white resigns here. And if there's a confusion, I apologize. I am playing as black. I am playing as black. Oh, and duh, I have it right on the other side. Okay, I have it on the other side of the screen. Anyway, so that's that game. I'm going to quickly go over to the next one, which I believe, yes, that is the one I recorded on my tablet because this is the game that was done in person. But sadly, I did delete half of it. I did delete half of it, so that made me sad. So I'm going to, because I haven't made a file of this yet. This is 17th, and this was a win. And I think this one was a handicap game. Come on, tablet. Come on. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I understand that it stopped. Please, just open it, open it. There, okay. Yeah, there's only about 100 moves. Okay, so. And this is actually a game on a topic of beer. because there's quite a bit of afterwards. My opponent, this was in person. This was in a club. In person, they told me that they were fearing a lot and just didn't think that they could do much. So, and the topic of fear has been something that I talk about quite a bit, or at least try to talk about a bit, or want to talk about. So, anyway, so this is a 4-stone handicap. Yeah, that's a black. I don't want the black. I want... Where's the pass button on this thing? Here, let's do that. Okay, here we go. So, I want to... Okay, there we go. So, I'm playing as white. We've got the attack right away, which is good. We've got this. This is bad for white because of being over-concentrated. This kick I ignore and go ahead and start attacking the 2 stones. Black kicks, I drop. White backs up. And what I mentioned to him is that playing here would have been more flowing with what black is saying with the extended high stones. So we want to kind of look at that. We've got this. We've got a pincer, which is very nice as well. Then we've got a double pincer. And then we've got these things. More overplay moves on my part. This is also an overplay because I could very well die easily. I play here, and black decides not to go for the ko. And afterwards, he said it was because it was out of fear. But there's nothing that black would lose by losing the ko. So I would say that that was thing number 1. And then black comes back to play this to keep connected. But I personally didn't think there was any need for that. So I just play here to kind of get out there. I didn't want to jump, but I probably should have. Then we see this, and a jump. The Atari, which is nice. Got this, and this. We've got this on the inside. And then we've got taking the corner. And now that group's okay. I decide to go for helping out this stone. And what I also see is that there's not really much for black to run to, so I go ahead and take the corner right away. And we see this happen. And then I go for the influence. So this whole right side could have been a whole different story. And this, I personally believe that something like this would benefit black a lot more. Because it's really solid shape. Yeah, white has that, but this is Sente, and there's that, and there's the cap here to attack these stones, and by doing that, possibly, I'm just doing random things, blah, 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 and now black has this thickness to be able to attack the white group some more. Ignore the cut shapes and whatever, just, it's the thought in general that I'm trying to point out. That white is not exactly alive yet, and this group has a potential of dying as well. So we see up to this point, and we see this, which kind of is Aji Keshi. And then we see a slow move. This could instead be put over here. This, I believe, was probably the one of the biggest losing points of the game, because it allowed white to build up some more and white was able to live. And this is actually where it deleted on the tablet, but I do remember some bits of it. I did attach because I decided that I wanted to build up on it. And instead of doing a Hane, black extends out and then Hanes. Now, black does this first, gives that up, connects very solidly at that. I do this, black does this, I extend, and I'm doing the order wrong at this point, but this is what happens at some point. Something along these lines, where black kind of gets a reduction, but it's not too big a reduction, and I'm able to do stuff on this side. Eventually it kind of had some things like this. No, this stone was actually somewhere else. It was a extension here, and then black jumps here, and then we have the corner, and things happen, but eventually I win by resignation. No, either by resignation or by 30. Either way, I mean, black kind of got some stuff here. I did this, this, I believe. But in the long run, it's the opening where it all happened, because black was backing up too much, backing off way too much. And here, I mentioned to him that this would probably do very well. Whoops. Because white's not exactly alive yet. Or if white does live, I mean, look at this influence that you're getting. That might be a bit slow, probably something like that first. Or something nice and big. There's a lot of potential that can come out of this. And I even told him, and the person that I played next to, I also played about the same rank, but we played even just for fun. And I told both of them that they could be a little bit more aggressive, which is ironic from me because I need to be less aggressive. But that is actually what happens. Okay, so this is game 18, which was done on Wednesday of this week. And how to be stupid. I was well ahead in multiple occasions, and I played Blitz in this game, which should signify what happened. So we're playing as white, and again, 4-4 and 3-4. Solid corner. I go straight into R8, which is just dumb. Then we see pincers. So we see all these funds. We see black misreading. And more misreading. And here what I should have done is maybe just play this and push it so I can get some stones in to go for the top area. And I was dumb here, really dumb, because it just doesn't work. And then we have to fight around. Trying to make sure I live. Black kind of takes the corner. And then we see this, where I end up giving up quite a bit. I try to save everything. I give up the 4 stones. Bad exchange. I'm going to tell you right now, this was a bad exchange. I should have just kept to it and protect that. Or well, I'll just show what happens. Where's White's eyes? This is all gone. That used to be mine, and now it's all gone. And then desperate attempts of reducing. This was bad. I just need to play this. And just more reducing. And then we come to this co. And then another co. But both are really bad. Because, for one, this bottom thing shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have risked this whole entire thing. But what Black ends up winning this co. Because I misread here thinking that this kills, but it doesn't. So then I protect the 5 stones on the bottom, 6 stones on the bottom, and we go into Yosei. Just end game stuff. And Black wins by 1.5. That tells you how infuriating I was, even though it was a blitz game and I didn't care about life with how whatever happens in the game. All because of this bottom freaking corner. It was all because of that corner. Because of the corner, I had to give up a lot of these stones. I mean, all I had to do was do this. Just let Black live. Threaten to connect underneath, and I should have plenty of eye space to live. And then I can bring this out. And then just go into more reductions. And play here. Play this, play that. And here would have either been pretty close or in my favor, in my opinion. And I would probably have to still do something about that. Anyway, that was a game that should have been won, but I was dumb and wasn't looking at the bottom group, and I only managed to live on the bottom by co, but I sacrificed way too much on the right side because of it. And sure, I got some reduction over here, but that reduction could have been better too. By just playing this. This is all I needed to do. even though that doesn't work. I just did the diagonal and just do this. Then I probably would have won nonetheless, except that black can just come here right away. So if I had just kept that corner, I would have lived, but I was being too careless. So yeah. So number 19, which was done on Thursday, I did on my tablet as well. Well, the other one I recorded on my tablet, but this one was played on my tablet. And in this one, I win by time. So, well, really quick, let me refresh my memory. Yeah, this is basically influence once again. So what I need to do is game 19. Influence. And in this one, I'm playing as black. I mean, in my opinion, I should have lost this in the end, but I won by time. So, playing as black. After I bring it back, new file, save, January 19 win. Okay, so we've got black as me. Whoops. White, black, white. And I hate going against 2, 3, 4s. It drives me bonkers. We see the pincer. We see me doing this, which I do a lot, because I do not like just simply jumping out and letting white get this in, because that's too far to be able to really attack without putting myself in some trouble. So white doesn't go for the crosscut, so we end up seeing this, and this is a mistake by white, in my opinion. It's kind of minor, but this prevents black from getting one stone thicker in a wall. And then I push one more time, and then I pincer this. And we see white doing that. I jump out, building up while threatening to surround. We see white doing this. I play here to be able to get an eye in the corner if need be. Oh, whoops. My bad. White does this. I try to take out the eye shape. I threatened to surround, even though that was a bad excuse of trying to surround something. White jumps. I play here, and I played that, but that was pointless. This was probably the biggest mistake I made in the game so far, in my opinion, other than maybe J6. But here I need to be playing out here. I should not have done anything with the bottom at all, because I need to run out and make sure I live. Because, well, you'll see in a minute. I should just be dead right now. But then I saw this move. Because it was allowed, I was given the opportunity to see this move. And then I got a ko in here. And the code continues. White plays this, and I just say, I just need to live. It's just a few stones. And white continues to play in that area, which is way too small. So I get to play a nice big move. Probably would have been bigger here, though. Definitely. So that's another mistake on my part. And then we see white making the approach. And we see this happen. This, and then I play here. And then we see this. I simply play in here, but probably a bit too small. We see white do the one space jump again. Let's jump. Poking out eyes. But now we kind of got a problem. And then I just go ahead and live. Too small. I don't have to worry about that for now. Oh, white does that. I bring that out as well. And then I play here, and now white has to do something with the bottom. And white does. But at the same time, I have some problems. And here's where it ends. And before I forget, I'm saving. Save. So again, I'm playing as black, and white is alive in Gote, but I've hardly got any points. I've only got the corner, itty bitty corner, itty bitty 3 points in here, and itty bitty 4 points, 3 points in here. White's got this entire area. I mean, that's Sente. And then all white has to do is this, and if I live in the upper area or even in this area, that's not enough. At this point, I would have to resign because white is too far ahead at this point. So the purpose of the loss, the reason for the loss, is because of this. All I was thinking of doing was taking out the eye shape. And by doing so, I gave myself bad shape of being able to run around. I mean, here, all I have to do is connect. And then just jump out, make sure I'm alive, keep white kind of low if white wants to do something like that. I can play something nice and big as well, probably this. No, I actually kind of like this better in this position because there's... Anyway, so, yeah, this should have been a lost game for me because of how immature I was thinking. Go immature. Anyway, so that is that. And I am not happy with how this game went. Although I am kind of surprised that I ended up living in everywhere except for the few stones here. But it was a horrible game on my part. But a win's a win, but I need to do better. And now we come to the last game for this video. game 20 done yesterday on Friday. And I'm just going to show the game, and I will let you think about what or why this game failed. I'll bring up where I believe was the biggest reason for the loss, because I lose this game by 4.5, and I will let you decide and let you think about what you would like to think about. So, always a 3-3 and a 3-4 and a 4-4. We try to go for Kobayashi, keeping the corner, extending out, preventing white from building, keeping the corner, preventing, but bad. I personally believe this situation, the variation is bad for black. So I try to keep white pushed around, but instead I'm the one that gets pushed around and is in trouble. I make a mistake of not playing here. So now I have two groups to worry about yet again. I go for attempting to cut, and white allows me to, thinking that white will be able to live while getting this influence. I let white go for this, not realizing that it kills me until this point. And now I'm trying to kill many things at the same time again. And here I should have died. It's just completely dead. But white just simply captures, and I live. I push towards where I have stones instead of letting white go for where white is strong. Going for getting rid of the eye shapes. But white pulls off the second eye there. There's nothing I could have done to get rid of the eye here. Me playing here, I mean, it does get rid of the eye, but I don't have the ability to keep this alive. So I went ahead and just played that and just stayed connected, even though there's this, so I just kept connected. No idea why white played that. And this was a misread on my part. I just need to do this and just simply reduce. This would have been enough to win, actually. Why is my phone vibrating? Oh, okay. So, well, it's good. I'm almost done too. And then I have big things that I need to do in the corners, but this was a mistake on my part. And then I go into the corner, and again, I lose by 4.5. here I needed to. Well, actually no. Well, yeah, still needed to do something in the corner, but I let it, because here it was very dangerous, but I managed because I have plenty of liberties to be okay with. So then we go into Yosei. Yosei, Yosei, Yosei. And again, I lose as black by 4.5. So you tell me what you think is the biggest mistake I made in the game. What do you think was the losing move? And I will leave it at that and let you decide on your own. So that is the 5 games for this week, and I apologize again for the late video of last Saturday and Sunday. And I will make sure I do all that I can to make sure that I get tomorrow's video in on time as well. And get back on schedule. So, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this, and I will see you next time. Later. Clicking power.